Here's a quick demo of the OpenAuto Pro setup I've been working on. I'll simulate turning on the car, plugging that in. This relay just clicked on, and it'll start powering up the Pi. That's the official 7-inch touchscreen from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. I just sanded down the edges to make it fit inside the stock housing, the stock navigation housing of my car. And as soon as it boots up, it should connect to the phone, start up Android Auto wirelessly. Don't even need to take the phone out of your pocket. And that's not the real location, by the way, but we do have auto brightness. The camera's kind of adjusting for it, you can't tell all that well. But if you look at the amount of power it's drawing right here, it's dimmed versus not dimmed. You can see it's actually doing something. And then when you turn on the headlights, it'll go into night mode. And if you put it in reverse, it'll bring up a backup camera. I don't have one plugged in right now, so it's just a blank screen, but that's just to show it works. The way it works when you turn off the car, a Python script will detect that it lost accessory power. It'll immediately turn off the screen, and after however long you want it to, it'll power down the Pi unless you turn the car back on. Right now I've set it to 5 seconds just for testing. I'll go ahead and show you that. Take it out. Turns off the screen. I'll plug it back in less than 5 seconds. It hasn't started powering down yet, so it just goes right back to where you were. Okay, so I'll unplug it, leave it unplugged. After 5 seconds, you'll see it starts powering down. You can see the power drops. And the relay just clicked off and cut off all power to the whole setup. So you don't have any parasitic draw on the battery. So after the Pi powers off, you can set the 3.3 volt rail to go low. So that's what I did, and then this capacitor will still keep the relay powered on for a few seconds after that, just to let the Pi finish shutting down. Then it will click off and cut power to the whole setup. I have a couple PC817 optocouplers to detect accessory power, headlights, and backup camera. They pull GPIO pins high when any of those are on. For the auto brightness, we have a light dependent resistor hooked up to a ADS1115, which is a little analog to digital converter. The power supply I'm using is essentially the same thing that's on the Compute Module 4 I/O board from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. I just looked at the KiCad files to see what components they were using and ordered a couple of PCBs from JLC PCB. It seemed to work pretty well. And the plan is to order some PCBs with the power supply all of this circuitry and a few more things I've been working on it. It'll just plug right into the top of the Pi. This is it right here. Let's go to the 3D view here. There we go. So you have your 40-pin GPIO header up here, relay there, USB-C here for power, and this connector right here, it's actually a 30-pin connector that comes from the car, and that right here. And this has power, ground, accessory power, headlights, illumination, pretty much everything you need right here in this little connector. So should be a pretty neat little setup once I have it all done.